factors affecting individual performance. A flight crew member has to deal with so many tasks throughout a working day, starting from handling equipment to dealing with passengers to tackling emergencies at times. And in this case, several factors affect an individual's performance, such as emotional climate. The term emotional climate refers to how people in the team feel about themselves and each other during flight operations. There are several factors that create a positive tone individually and collectively on the flight deck and among the wider operating team, and enhance the effectiveness of crew members' cognitive and interpersonal skills. Factors that affect the emotional climate in which the team operates include perceptions of safety, clarity of job and task expectations, supportive communication, participation and involvement, recognition for contribution, freedom of expression. While the climate or tone of the operation depends largely on the attitude and conduct of the captain, every crew member should, nevertheless, be aware of the significance of a good working climate and strive to put into practice those behaviors that are conducive to it. Human factors. There are some human factors that can potentially lead to errors. The significance of raising awareness of some of the factors are already discussed above. Key components of human factors are often referred to as the dirty dozen. These are, in no specific order of importance: poor communication, distraction, inadequate resources, stress, complacency, poor teamwork, pressure, lack of awareness, lack of knowledge, fatigue, non-assertive behavior. Norms, meaning workplace practices and culture, which can be both good and bad, or safe and unsafe. Awareness of these components increases the understanding of how humans can contribute to accidents and incidents. The objective of human factors awareness training in CRM is for the cabin crew to understand how they can affect safety and act accordingly to mitigate and prevent human errors. Stress. A factor which can quickly undermine the emotional climate in which the crew is operating is stress. It is defined as a state of highly unpleasant emotional arousal associated variously with overload, fear, anxiety, anger and hostility, all of which threaten both individual performance and teamwork. Sources of stress can also include hunger, dehydration, fear of punishments or desire for rewards, noise, anxiety, drugs, temperature extremes, existing stress outside of the job. Stress often arises from a perceived gap between the demands of a situation and an individual's ability to cope with these demands. As stress involves the processes of perception and evaluation, it impinges directly on the cognitive and interpersonal skills which form the basis of good CRM. It is therefore important for crew members to be aware of the symptoms of stress in themselves and others, and understand the effects that stress can have on CRM, and mitigate these effects, where possible, by taking measures to counter them. Workload. Aviation personnel can experience stress due to the task or job they are undertaking at that moment, or due to the general organizational environment. Stress can be felt when carrying out certain tasks that are particularly challenging or difficult. This stress can be increased by lack of SOPs in this situation or time pressures. The latter type of stress can be reduced by careful workload management, good training, etc. CRM aims to help flight crew plan their workload as far as they are able, making best use of the team, and considering that some individuals may be performing below peak levels, for example, due to fatigue, etc. It is also important for managers to be aware of such human performance issues when planning, for example, rosters. Fatigue. Alertness and fatigue are factors which can affect individual performance and hence, CRM. The more fatigued you are, the less able you will be to cope with stress and workload. Efforts should be made to avoid undue fatigue in the first place, but if it is unavoidable, good CRM should help you recognize the signs of fatigue in yourself and others, and take appropriate measures to ensure that it is not detrimental to performance. For example, napping, where appropriate and allowable, drinking coffee, etc.